Hello, everyone. This is the Rage Select Community Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Graff. With me is my co-host and trusted ally, Charles Armstrong. Indeed. And Fernando Rodriguez.
On this episode of American Life, we present the new story of video games, lies, and deception.
An illegal Swede who will be doing an Alfred Hitchcock impression.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I thought he was going more for the Vincent Price than Alfred Hitchcock. I thought you were going for a Vincent Price. Spiders crawling through your mind, infesting every corner of your being.
Oh, what was it he said in, it was Vincent Price in the Michael
Thriller?
Jackson, in Thriller,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Darkness howls across the moon. I don't know.
Yeah. What was it? The darkness is coming in y'all neighborhood. There you go.
Hey, that was a pretty good impression.
Yeah, that was a pretty good impression.
I thank you guys. I've been practicing.
Are we gonna get content ID matched for that?
That'd be some bullshit. If that would be just crap if I actually had to deal with that.
Well, they didn't
It's
age
like,
Game of
sorry, you
Thrones
can't
talking
put
about
this on
porn,
here.
So.
Yeah. Sorry, you can't put this on here because we heard Vincent Price laugh.
What's next? We're into Tales from the Crypt.
That's like the first thing they put in their system to find thing is like, well, we have to set in Vincent Price parameters. That's the first thing we have to set in.
I mean, come on, Vincent Price, above all others. The only one who has a bigger priority is Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. But
Okay, honestly, you know what, compared to last week, where it was like trailer on top of trailer, top of trailer and everything, I gotta say, it's like, the news isn't as much, or at least not as big compared to last
Some significant stuff happened.
No, true, but I'm saying, like, compared to last week, where it was like, oh my god, you have all these trailers, you have all this stuff happening.
well, what happened was it was like the game industry and the movie industry talked. They were like, okay, we're gonna get this week to release all our game shit. You guys get next week to release all your movie shit.
Yeah.
Basically, just switched positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was this thing called Star Wars. I don't know if it's kind of a little thing. I don't know if you've heard about it.
It sounds like a small indie movie. No, I'm not going to say that joke. That's such a stupid fucking joke that everyone says. Holy shit, Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm not going to be like how people were back when the prequels were announced, where it was like, oh my god, I'm having a nerdgasm to death. But
I
Here's
didn't
the thing.
want to be, but I'm hype.
Here's the thing. I'm hyped just because I know it's going to be better than the prequels. Because
Yeah.
yeah, but that's not saying much.
But I'm
Still.
at the point. I'm Star Wars abused housewife. It keeps hurting me, but I still love it. It gets better, but it still hurts at certain points. Especially when they talk about.
I haven't played the older Republic games, but everyone, like, the comment I kept the comment I kept seeing showing up was everyone saying the new bad guy looks like Darth Revan.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He really does.
Well,
So
I
is
mean,
JJ pulling that, oh, he's Kylo Ren, but he's actually Darth Revan shit?
No, Darth Revan is like long dead. Like,
Well, all that shit's not canon anymore. So
if they do that, I'd be like, really, you guys? Out of all the things you could have done with a character like him, you should have honestly made a Knights of the Old Republic movie.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Revan doesn't fit in this timeline. I mean, I don't know if Revan is or not canon anymore because Revan takes place so many years before.
I'm
the
pretty
movie.
sure he's not canon, which is a damn shame because it's like,
Yeah.
he's a very interesting character because he was a guy who was like,
No, wait, he is canon because they make mention of him in the Clone Wars cartoon, which is canon.
Oh,
do they?
okay.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know, and I've only watched like the first 10 episodes
Okay,
of the Clone
okay, then
Wars
that's
cartoon.
good. That's good. But it's like,
Maybe he was in cryo sleep.
I don't
Ooh,
know,
or maybe
'cause-
this is his apprentice, and then that's going to be the the post credits tease is it's actually
It's not Revan because I don't think Revan would use a dumb fucking lightsaber.
Yeah, and not only that, but if it was Revan, all those people would be dead. Honestly, it'd be like, yeah, fuck y'all, I'm just gonna throw, like, giant godlike lightning storms at you people, which I can do because I'm that guy.
Because Revan is the one who's wild that says bad motherfucker on it, let's be real, but no.
Pretty much.
Even though they kind of, they bring him into the MMORPG and he kind of gets his ass whooped in part of it, but then also kicks ass.
It's like, I mean, come on. When it comes to story, sometimes, for those, like, loved characters, they kind of do get the shaft.
Yeah, especially in
I'm just talking about Revan.
Just talking about the Great Lord shit.
Actually, really shaft in Knights of the Old Republic 2. That's where he gets really shafted.
I can dig it.
Can you do it?
But honestly, the mask is definitely that they took inspiration from Revan's mask. It looks similar enough, but it's a very different color palette from what
I think.
Yeah.
Well, the most of what I hear people are saying is it looks like this isn't just, oh, it's the Empire. This is a new Sith Empire. Like, the Sith are back, baby.
Yeah.
No, it has a name, but I've forgotten what it is now.
I heard it too. It's like
Kylo Ren.
no. Like the group has a
Oh, the group.
has a
I
name.
thought you meant the specific Sith Lord.
Like the first troopers, or like it's something. Ugh. I'm playing Bloodborne right now. I can't look it up. Someone else do it.
Shut that off.
For a second, I was like, "What? You talking about the Revan Knights?" I'm like, "Wait, what?"
No, the Revanites were the ones who were like, who thought Revan was a god, pretty much.
Yeah. But that's
The First Order.
The First Order.
Yeah, there you go.
Doesn't that sound fucking menacing?
and they all work for Admiral Thrawn.
Oh my god, how fucking great
Like,
would it
fucking
be is
wish.
if at the end of the movie, it's just fucking Benedict Cumberbatch all throned out, all blue.
Like, he's the only actor I can envision playing Thrawn, really. He's got the look for it. He's got the Britishness for it.
So yeah, well, we all loved the new Star Wars trailer.
Actually, interesting bit of trivia. You guys, we all know who J.J. Abrams is, obviously. But
Yes.
did you guys actually know that he took part in writing an Avatar: The Last Airbender episode?
I would not be...
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's the
I
Quill.
saw something about that.
I mean, I think J.J. Abrams has already proved he can make a good Star Wars movie if you look at the original 2009 Star Trek movie.
I'd say more along the lines of Into Darkness, because you look at just some of the flying scenes in that.
Yeah. I just hope. I know this is a common complaint, but I really just hope he stops the lens flare thing. Because
I've never really seen people
didn't
always
notice it.
bring it up after his movies, and sure I noticed it now, but when I watch the movies for the first time, I don't really even think about it.
You see, you had the luxury because I started hearing that a lot before the second movie came out, and then when I watched Into Darkness, there were so many. I was like, oh my god, dude, you really are kind of obsessed.
Yeah.
I agree with
I don't know if you
Ryan.
put any lens flare in Lost because I didn't watch it because I shit. But I don't know. Have you guys watched Lost?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know how it ends, but it's like, you know what? There's too many seasons, and there's so much other stuff that I need to watch that this is, like, not even a priority. I already know how it ends, so.
To be fair, it's only 5 to 6 seasons. It's not too
That's
bad.
still, again, that's way too much.
Well,
Yeah.
6 seasons, but 4 of those seasons have 22 episodes in them. So
Yeah.
Do they?
yeah.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not interested. I have other TV shows and other stuff to read and watch, and honestly,
He's like,
interested.
I got so many episodes of Big Bang Theory to catch up on. It's
Don't you
ridiculous.
ever fuck
Oh god, please let's not talk about
ever
that.
say that. How dare you? My God.
Big Bang Theory
Fernando.
sucks ass through a straw. Please.
Jesus Christ.
He's
I'd
just
actually
like,
like to see that.
he's like,
Big
no.
Bang Theory suck after a straw.
Ryan is like, these are nerds I can relate to.
I will fucking kill you.
Oh, joy.
He's like, "That's my spirit animal, Bazinga."
Okay, Fernando is no longer allowed to be on here.
I know too much about the Big Bang Theory.
Oh my god.
Hey, I watched the first season when
Get
it was
out.
actually airing.
Although,
Back before we knew.
Before we were smart enough to be like, oh my god, this is actually just like the horrible stereotype of what a geek actually is.
like, I think people go a little too far when they say that is the equivalent of a nerd minstrel show. I'm like,
Yeah, that's just people trying to get a rise out of everyone else.
No, that is ridiculous, but it's like, yeah, this isn't all really good.
Speak for me. It's like, I remember I was reading an Alan Sippenwall review, and he was like, I wear my Flash t-shirt, but a few people know who the Flash is, but most people are like, oh, that's Sheldon. I'm like, no, that's bad.
It's like, no, don't you dare.
Yeah, it's not really the show. Like, the show it's dumb. I don't care about it. It's more the fans.
Right.
Like, the people who are like, oh, this is how, geeks and nerds are. And it's like, oh,
And it's
okay.
like, have you guys ever heard, don't believe everything you see on TV?
I would almost say,
learn that.
Community is probably a much better depiction of what nerds
He's
are.
way better, dude.
Was a better depiction?
Yeah, I mean, just look at Troy and Abed. That's a lot of nerds out there.
Just in general, is much better.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
Abed. Is
I don't know.
even
I've met people exactly like Abed.
Yeah.
Guess so have I. Well, I'm one. But
Yeah, but that there's something like mentally wrong there.
Yeah, and
Alrighty.
they've addressed that in the show several times.
Yeah, it's not like this, like,
yeah, Chuck Lorre, where he's going to sidestep every question because he doesn't want to offend anyone. Fuck you.
I would say, like, I think beauty with communities that you get two opposites of the spectrum. You get, like, the kind of cool nerd, which is Troy, and you get the really nerdy nerd, which is Abed. And let's face it, a lot of nerds fall within that spectrum.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah. So that was our breakdown of Community on the video game podcast.
Yep. Apparently. So, like I said, we have some new stuff, and I don't exactly know where to start, but I guess we'll start with Guitar Hero Live.
Oh boy, Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't played Rock Band. Like, the only game of those type of games, the only one I have played was, like, the third Guitar Hero. But I already know, like, Rock Band was, like, so much better. Like, it was the much superior one. And after looking at this, yeah, that still seems to be true.
Well, to quote Charles Armstrong, he wrote, "Full motion video went out of style for a reason."
Yeah. Well, it's also, I don't know. Like, okay, I don't know how full motion video is, but it's like, this seems kind of fucking lazy more than anything else.
I mean, it is because you really only hire, it's a lot less work because you don't have to, like, before Guitar Hero had, like, those crazy sets and animated weirdness behind them.
Right.
Now it's just like, we're going to have a sort of canned reactions that probably cost them almost nothing to do if you really think about it because you're just hiring a bunch of extras.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
act happy, act sad, act angry, act surprised. It's
Record
not-
a bunch of things for maybe 20 hours. Maybe record for 1 day and compared to months of 3D animation.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
And-
fuck, do you know what this reminds me of, right?
Hmm.
Do you remember the old Loading Bar episode where they played Intel Discovered?
Oh,
Yes!
God, yeah.
It's Chris
Exactly
Evans.
like that.
Pretty much. So, if people aren't aware, Guitar Hero Live was announced, it's actually being made by the guys who made DJ Hero freestyle games, which I didn't play either of the DJ Heroes, but from what I heard, it was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I hear
But,
that good music in a DJ Hero.
They're dropping the full band thing, and they're going back to just one person playing a guitar. And they made it so they created a new instrument, so you can't use your old instruments. And this new instrument, instead of having 5 buttons, it's going to have 2 sets of 3 buttons, ones which will correspond to either a white or a black the note on the screen.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're gonna have, instead of 3D animation when you're playing in the background, the story as it is you're part of some rock band called Black something. I'm not exactly sure.
The Black Dawn.
I was gonna say Black Tie, but that's actually a metal band that I listen to.
Just think of any generic, like, put in anything with black in it, and it'll be any generic, like, faux heavy metal band.
Yeah.
Black Tears.
Band that has black in front of it, but it's filled with only white people. It's really ironic.
Yeah, so they're gonna have that where you're the guitarist for the band, and the audience, you'll like start playing in like dingy little bars, and then like if you fuck up while you're playing, the audience will the live audience quotes in live will react to how you're playing, if you're playing good or bad, and eventually it'll grow to like, oh, you can play in bigger places, then you'll play in stadiums by the end of it. But they're going to have that, but then you'll also have the option of playing, I think probably not in whatever, I guess they're going to call the live audience thing the campaign mode. But then they're going to have the ability to play popular songs with just the popular songs music videos on the back of it. And from like the list of people they aligned, was like, we're going to have these people in the game. It's like, oh, you just picked the people in the top 40. Okay, Guitar Hero. I don't really associate the pop bands of nowadays with sick licks and nice solos.
Yeah. So it's gonna be we're gonna finally see the reunion of One Direction on Rock Band. I'm just
Zach should have stayed in the band.
Even know that dude's name. I was like,
is that dude's name? Zach
Ryan.
Or something?
It's Zane.
Zane,
Come on,
okay.
Ryan.
Oh, is it
get it right.
Oh yeah, you just know everyone's name. You know all their names, don't you, Charles?
Don't even play Swede. Everyone here knows their names. I'm just the only one dedicated.
I honestly didn't know their names. I thought it was Zach.
31? Or is that even his fucking name? I don't know.
I only know the name because everyone was, Tangent. Ray from Achievement Hunter left Rooster Teeth this week, and everyone was saying like, oh, he's leaving because he's going to join One Direction.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
So basically, Guitar Hero is like, you know what? We killed this game before. We're gonna do it again. Goddammit!
But even faster.
We're gonna do it even cheaper. It's like, guys, come on, man. Like nobody, like your audience of like people who play Guitar Hero aren't gonna be like, I want to listen to the top 40. No, they want to play some like Led Zeppelin, some Queen,
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Kansas. I gotta say, it's like,
Kansas.
You look at this and it's like, yeah, the guys who have been making Rock Band and are making the fourth one, right? Rock Band 4.
Rock Band 4.
So much more superior, because it's like they're doing the things that are completely opposite from these guys, because it's like, here you have the Guitar Hero guys saying, oh no, you can't use your old equipment, you're gonna have to buy this completely new guitar.
Yeah, that's the thing, it's like they're trying to bring back the audience, and it's like, but oh no, you have to buy this completely new instrument, which comes with the game, so the only version we're trying to bring back people and bring in new people, where the only version of the game you can buy is $100 because it has to come with the new guitar. Well, Rock Band 4 said no. They announced this week, saying no, you can use your old instruments, so you'll have the option of buying the game with I'm sure they'll make new instruments, or you can buy the game and then go to your local thrift store and pick up a bunch of instruments for like $5.
Right. And then it's like, for Guitar Hero, it's like, oh no, we're just taking these random bands that you've probably never heard of out of like the top 40. Where it's like, for the Rock Band guys, it's like, oh yeah, no, here's a website where you can put in whatever song you want, and we'll see if we don't already have it. And if we don't, we'll try and put it in there.
I want to see that Guitar Hero when they show, oh, here's our punk section. It's just Green Day and Avril Lavigne.
Well, someone here don't like Green Day or Avril Lavigne.
I just don't like them being associated with punk.
And rightfully so. They should not be associated
But Avril
with
Lavigne
punk.
sings about Japanese kittens. Isn't that punk enough for you?
Yeah, man, I mean, kittens, they can scratch, man. They're
Okay,
hardcore.
but It's Japanese kittens. You know those motherfuckers have tentacles.
Coming out of their buttholes and everything.
Those are some rapey kittens. But no,
Tell me more about these butthole kittens.
My interest has been piqued.
I think-
What is it that Leonardo DiCaprio says in...
You had my curiosity,
Yeah.
but now you have my attention.
Yes, exactly.
Armstrong is like, man, I just love that. Like, I'm so sad that my hero Leonardo DiCaprio didn't get to keep his slaves. Goddamn.
I don't even, like, that's probably the only Tarantino movie I have, well, other than Jackie Brown, because I still haven't even finished that, but that's a decided point. I still need to see Django again, and I didn't really like it the first time I saw it. Like, I enjoyed it, but it was just kind of... people bagged on me for saying, like, oh, you're just because the N-word thing, and that's not really a real complaint in the movie. It's like, but it really bothered me when I was watching the movie.
No, that's legitimate. I mean, yeah, like, sometimes you're going to hear a word over and over again, and yeah, it gets boring, and the shock value of hearing that just gets, like, meh.
Although I do like how they hired Walton Goggins in there to play Walton Goggins.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to get someone to be a crazy racist, you got to get Walton Goggins.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, no substitutes.
Except that I like Walton Goggins, and I've listened to that guy be interviewed before. I'm like, he's such a nice guy.
No, he's like one of the nicest dudes.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him because he's kind of typecast, but he's so good at it.
Yeah, he always plays, like, the horror, like, the really evil dude who has, like, all that charisma and shit. And it's like, dude.
And he gets the most time to shine in Justified, too, where he can do... I just love him on Justified. I'm like, that is my favorite redneck. I would never hang out with him in real life, but that dude is cool.
Because you'd be afraid he'd shoot you in the ass or something.
Dude, I would be afraid because the dude has a Nazi tattoo on the show. I'm just like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, to get back to this whole Guitar Hero thing, it's like, I mean, are any of us really looking forward to it compared to
No.
Rock Band 4?
No.
Because I'm not.
I mean, I think I'm at the point where I'm already kind of excited to play get Rock Band because I never really owned it. I only played at a friend's house, but the only...
Same
Same
with
here.
me. I think this is the first one I'm actually going to buy.
Yeah, me
But
too.
here's the thing. The only way they could make this better if I buy the drums and they have the J.K. Simmons DLC.
It works.
Oh, that would be
He
badass.
breaks into your house, starts yelling at you if you fuck up the notes.
I'm just there like, I'm about to cry. I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Get better, you motherfucker!
And then for some reason a chair just comes flying at me. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you're looking at the floor, there's no fucking Mars bar down there.
Oh yeah, wipe your hands from the sweat. That's really going to help. That was the thing holding you back this whole fucking time was the sweat in your hands. You fucking fairy!
Oh yeah, how about you increase that sensitivity, you little fucking pussy?
Oh yeah, go down to hard mode, not playing expert. Yeah, I know we were just bullshitting around here.
I just want to see the moment where...
You want to play Rock Band or you want to fuck around?
I wonder how they're going to do the slapping thing. Just constantly like... I'm just like, oh god. I would... Actually, you know what? If they had that DLC, I would buy it.
I would
I
too.
would too. Can you not tell colors? What is that? Is that green or is that fucking blue? Yeah, be down for that.
Awesome.
Every time I play Rock Band at somebody's house from then on, I'm just crying while I'm playing. But like, yeah, Fernando, you're amazing at the drum. I know.
I tried really hard.
Thank you, J.K. Simmons. Can I have another?
May I have some more? But end all be all that thing is we're excited for Rock Band 4, and if you haven't seen Whiplash by this point, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. On to other things. I've never played this game. I have no idea what it's about. The only general idea I have is that it's like about space. So Star Ocean 5 has been announced, and I have no clue what it is.
It is a space JRPG that I've always heard good things about. I've always wanted to play, and I'm kind of glad to see them making a new one so I can kind of play and get a chance to, because I feel there's a real lack of video games that really are space opera-ish, especially with RPG elements into it. So I'm kind of excited to.
Yeah.
Fernando, you just want a new Mass Effect.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna front. Yeah, I want a new Mass Effect and I want a new Star Trek on TV. Really.
Yeah, well, I haven't played, like Fernando said, I'm in that boat too. I haven't played any of the Star Oceans, but it seemed like the fans were asking for this for a while, so I'm glad they're getting it.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying about there not being enough like space opera games, but there's too many JRPGs, so I could probably do without. So yeah.
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of JRPGs. I think the only one that I'm actually excited for that's coming out is Persona 5, and that's really it.
Persona 5, Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Is Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out?
Well, it doesn't have a release date at all.
It doesn't. Okay.
Neither does Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
People are speculating that either of those are coming out this year are idiots.
Yeah, because
he's coming out next year.
I wouldn't think any of them would be coming out.
I don't even know if 15 is going to come out next year. If it does, it'll be late next year.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not going to be until 2017.
Yeah.
After
I have
so long of waiting for Kingdom Hearts, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna accept that it's actually here once I put the fucking disc in my console.
I think my prediction for Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm gonna pull Michael Pachter, is coming out 2016 in the summer.
Right. So I guess I found something about it where it's like about Star Ocean 5. And apparently the story takes place on a planet that's like 6,000 light years from the Earth, and apparently like it's going to be in real time. So battles are going to be in real time apparently.
That's cool.
Yeah, that seems to be good. Apparently there are 3 characters. One is called Fidel Camus, who is the protagonist. Apparently there's a female protagonist that's going to be called Mickey.
So what's the actual title? Because I know it's not just Star Ocean 5. It's like Star Ocean 5 it's got a subtitle.
It's Star Ocean 5 Integrity and Faithlessness.
Okay. All right. Now, a real important question is the third guy. Is his name Garrus Vakarian?
Damn it, Fernando.
No, her name is Lilia, actually.
So, are you telling me that the 2 female main characters aren't good enough to get last names?
No. The second one, Mickey, is called Sylvester.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't asked. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You asked to have a last name or else Anita Sarkeesian will, and we don't want her to ask shit.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see her video? Talking about...
You're not talking about what you
that
think.
character.
Nope.
Ryan,
We kind of missed it before you joined the call, Swede, but we got a kibosh on anything relating to Sarkeesian before we started.
Again,
are we going to get to the point where Anita Sarkeesian just becomes a word that is censored everywhere?
Voldemort, you know who?
Oh God.
I thought it was going to turn into Pee Wee Herman. It's going to be our special word.
You said the magic rage word. Yeah, I'm going to end up being J.K. Simmons in a minute.
If you look in the mirror and say Anita Sarkeesian 3 times, she comes to your house and calls you a misogynist.
Yeah, she comes to your door and says, "Let me explain to you why all of your games are horrible."
And let me explain to you why you're wrong.
Yeah, we really don't know anything about Star Wars to the point we're fucking talking about Anita.
If this is your first Rage Select Community podcast, I think you could have guessed our formula by now, where bring up a topic, talk about it for a second, and then go on a tangent.
Well, I warned you guys, there's like really nothing compared to like, again, last week. We've played Deus Ex. We've played The Witcher. We've played, what was the last one that, we know about like Lego Dimensions and all that, and the stuff that has to do with that. We know about that stuff. We don't know about Star Ocean, and it's been so long that Guitar Hero game, any of those type of of games have come out, it's like, okay.
Okay.
So basically, we learned from Jeff, because this is basically how he runs the Race Life podcast. They talk about it, and then they go on tangents.
To be fair, I think our tangents are a little bit more entertaining than when we talk about the news.
Well, yeah, I mean, the news is just
I
our
thought you were going to say we're more entertaining than Jeff, and I was like, whoa there, buddy.
No.
Now,
Charles, you can't talk about your employer like that.
I know, right? Oh, employer would imply there was some kind of monetary. I'm an intern at most.
he's a paid select intern, and even that is pushing it. But now we're going to the backroom politics, which we probably should not. Anyway.
Yeah, probably not. So, okay.
Inside baseball.
So another thing is, okay, this is pretty much going to be more or less our complaint session.
No, we still got one more thing to talk about.
Right, yeah. No, sorry, I forgot about that. So, I forget which division of this. It's 2K what again?
Australia.
2K Australia, the guys who made Borderlands the pre-sequel, which was honestly. It was average. Is shut down, or is getting shut down.
Yep.
And
is that
also,
the only game they've made?
I think they had a hand in making, it might have been someone else, but I think they had a hand in making the XCOM, like, third-person shooter.
I thought they had something to do with Bioshock too. But,
I think that was 2K Marin.
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
I honestly don't know. To the internets.
Yeah.
to the internet.
What?
Yeah, 2K Marin, yeah.
All right, I have a list of their video games right here.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2K Australia, yeah.
Yeah, like the big
okay.
ones that they were involved with were Bioshock 1, 2, Infinite, the Bureau, XCOM Declassified, which was so awful. I mean, that was just...
So, was this the first, did they only have, did they do additional work on XCOM Declassified, or was the pre-sequel their first full game?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. Your first game, and I assume they're getting shut down because it didn't sell that well.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, I think it got to the point where the only thing that they cared about the pre-sequel at that point, it's an extra add-on content for the Handsome Collection.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys actually play that? The pre-sequel?
No, I was because I had a PS4 by that point.
Yeah, I don't like Borderlands. I think it's complete shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I play in the single player, they're kind of boring, but you play them, they're fun co-op games. I think that's the best thing I could say about them.
I never played any of them co-op.
You see, I've only ever played them co-op, so I'm like, they're fun. I'm like,
I played the first one co-op and just thought it was boring. I don't know.
Second one was a lot better.
Oh yeah, second one was much better, but then you had this where it was pretty much more of the exact same, and the only thing that was actually added that was even new was the oxygen tank thing.
Well, then they made a big deal like, we have ice bullets now, and it's like, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
and,
no, that was
and low gravity as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
That was also useless.
But you know
Actually,
what?
that was more of a hindrance for me.
But you know what? It speaks a lot about Borderlands, is that Tales of the Borderlands is a far more fun game than any of them are.
I'm waiting until that's finished before I play it, but I keep hearing great things.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, it is the
I
least
still
like
haven't
any
even played the second episode of Game of Thrones. The third episode.
They've been churning those out actually, compared to like Wolf Among Us and the Walking Dead stuff that they did. They were putting the Game of Thrones ones out fast.
Well, I think it was because they were playing catch up, because they were like, they put it out like the third episode like a week before Game of Thrones premiered on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they want to keep some kind of semblance, because I think they want to have it all done by the time the season ends,
Yeah.
which they'll have to start doing double time then, which means Tales from the Borderlands is probably going to get pushed back again.
Which is a shame, because they're both great stuff, and dang, there's been a real increase in those kind of games, because you got the Game of Thrones one, you got Tales from the Borderlands, and you got Life is Strange, and then you have...
That's not a... oh no, you're saying those
those
type of
type
games.
Yeah,
Right.
And then you have like Dreamfall: The Longest Journey that came out.
I don't even know fuck all about Dreamfall.
I
What
don't
is it?
either. All I know is that it's really... That's the thing. I have both of the games, and I've had them for like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months since like last October. Haven't even played them. All I know is that they're like really beloved and that like people praise them a lot, and that's all I know.
Ryan,
People praise Final Fantasy VII as well, and that's also shit. So
Damn, dude.
I think Final Fantasy VII is such a point of its time that it doesn't hold up as time goes on. But for what it was, it's a remarkable thing. It's kind of like Ocarina of Time, where for its time it was revolutionary, but now it's kind of, we've moved past a lot of that stuff, so it's like,
Right.
Fair dues.
even though Majora's Mask is the far superior game.
You know, I never
arguments
beat
there.
Majora's Mask.
It's not hard. It's not easy to beat, so I can't blame you there.
Yeah. I have wanted to play it. I think I might go back to that Nintendo 64 emulator, try and play it.
I mean, I think that's the only reason I want to get the new 3DS is just for Majora's Mask, because I love that
Well,
game.
you don't have to have a new 3DS to play it.
Yeah, but it looks better on that.
Yeah, the new one's gigantic screens, man.
Yeah,
It's
and also,
not
like,
the same size as the XL.
Are they?
yeah.
Huh.
It's just bigger than the regular 3DS.
Nah. Still good.
I just like it because I hear that they fix a lot of the 3D stuff and they had the second, like the C-Stick, so it's like, it's about the same price as a regular 3DS, it's just better in the ways I wanted it to be, so I might as well just cash in the extra money.
Yup.
Yeah.
But the other big video game news of this week, alongside we had the Episode 7 trailer, we also had the new Battlefront trailer and news.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That showed, like, no gameplay.
Yeah. And honestly, who really expected them to? I mean,
no.
that's definitely going to be like their big showcase at E3.
I think what it did show us is just to give us an idea of what to expect. Like, we're gonna have the chaotic land battles, we're gonna have speeders, we're gonna be in Endor, it's just gonna, like, well, what we know is they're not using any of the Clone Wars, they're not using any of Episode 1 through 3 stuff, it's just gonna be all this stuff from the original trilogy and some of the new stuff, because they're showing the Battle of Jakku, which is the planet that they show in Episode 7. So far with the
they're gonna have a piece of free DLC. I think it's pre-order DLC that you're gonna get a new the planet from Episode 7 and also some weapons or something.
Yeah.
Customization.
They say that you're gonna see why the Star Destroyer fell onto that planet. Like, that's the whole DLC. You're gonna see why that happened.
Nice. Yeah. So we've all played Battlefront at some point, right? Like Star Wars Battlefront?
Oh yeah.
Nice, yeah. Same here. I must admit though, I played it like real late. I think I bought Star Wars Battlefront 2 like 2 years ago on Steam, and then I started playing and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun.
I played the original Battlefront back in 2002 when it first came out. Because I remember first seeing I remember I had a Game Informer. I was like, oh my god, this game looks so amazing. And I was, how old was I when that happened? Like 7 years old when that happened.
Jeez.
So I have such a fondness for this game. I'm so excited to see it come back for PS4. And I'm excited for what they can do with it. I really like the Battlefield guys, but they've been letting me down lately. But hopefully they can pull it back up. But when they revealed the recent news that there's no space battle, I was like, what the fuck?
Which is a damn shame.
It is worrying.
It was really something that separated Battlefront from most other shooters that were on the market at the time. So...
Yeah, because something about Battlefront 2 is that you had like two different things where you could just be like, okay, we're going to do these land battles in these iconic areas, but then overhead they wouldn't be happening simultaneously in the PS2, but You could also have like the space battles where you could just have a bunch of ships fighting each other, and there's a bunch of capital ships around, and you could infiltrate their main spaceships and sabotage them, so making their ships weaker, and then the one who would destroy their ship before the other would win. And it was such a fun thing to play with, and I wish that they had included more of that stuff into the game. But knowing how EA runs their shit, I wouldn't be surprised we'll see like a big DLC that's like, oh, pay $40 and you get the space battle maps in Battlefront 3. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that would be shitty.
Shitty, but not unexpected.
Yeah, that is kind of the.
There's no campaign either. They've said.
Well, yeah, they said there's no story campaign, but they're gonna have like little. Essentially, it would be the same. I don't know, but they said they're gonna have like singular missions that you can play on. They're gonna have some kind of story, but not really. They're gonna have someone like guiding, like, no, go over here and do this, and you can play those either single player or with a friend. But they are having, I don't know if they're gonna have online split screen, but for those single player missions, they're gonna have local split screen, which is nice.
Well, to be fair, that's how the original 2 Battlefronts were. They weren't really campaigns; they were just kind of mission, like guided single player stuff, or you could play co-op.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want DICE. DICE does not know how to make a good single player to save their lives, so...
Fair point.
Well, Mirror's Edge.
Was that them?
I'm pretty sure that was DICE.
But maybe. I don't really recall Mirror's Edge for the story, though.
Well, it was a single-player game. There was no multiplayer, so...
Yeah. And it was more remembered for its mechanics and look than, like, most DICE games than the plot. All I can remember was there was a chick named Faith, and there was some kind of government thing, and she was a postman? She delivered
I remember
packages?
there was lots of red, and that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Animation for the cutscenes look a lot like those old Easterns ads, those spy car commercials.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most I remember. But no, they brought in the guys that did Republic Commando, which was a pretty old Star Wars game that did like a whole really cool single player for like the Clone Troopers, which was like one of the best prequel games out there. Then I would be excited, but no, they're not. So I was like, stick with the multiplayer. You guys are good at that.
Yeah. Though I do appreciate it whenever a company that is known primarily for multiplayer games, like, you know, the whole Call of Duty stuff, I do appreciate it when it's like, no, we're going to actually try and do a single-player experience. You know, we're going to try and do something that is a fun
if they try, but this is like this is a company that has tried before and has been almost universally met with, yeah, maybe you guys shouldn't do that.
No, that's true.
That's why they brought Visceral in for Battlefield Hardline, but
even then it was like, wow, really? The best part of the Hardline's campaign is you're like, oh look, it's Aceveda from The Shield.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it's good. I mean, from what we've shown, I'm like, the fact that they showed an AT-AT on Endor, it got me so excited because I'm like, I'm gonna do some Ewok killing.
Oh, you see, you put that controller in my hands, it's gonna be a fucking genocide. When it comes to the Ewoks.
Another thing they announced is that they're doing something that they did in Battlefront 2, where they have specialty characters that you can summon in. Like, you could summon in.
Yeah.
Like, as far as we know right now, you can use Boba Fett, Darth Vader. I don't know who else they announced on the hero side, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, like, Luke Skywalker in there, too.
Definitely.
Oh,
And they also mentioned that you'll be able to as just like the regular troopers, like stormtrooper, specialty troopers or whatnot, they'll have like customizable classes, and then you'll also be able to customize the look of your regular guys, but you won't be able to customize like the heroes.
And you can also use female stormtroopers.
Woo!
So
Did you see that thing where it was like, because Call of Duty Ghosts was, I think it was the first Call of Duty to have the option to play as a female soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some person on the news saying that it was sexist because there was men killing women in Call of Duty Ghosts now. And I'm like,
you see,
so
you can't fucking
complain-
make people happy.
you complain that there's not enough women, so we give you the option to play as women, but then that's also sexist because now you can kill women.
It's like somebody's trying too hard to be like.
Someone's trying too hard to bitch about things.
Like, to quote Wesley Snipes in Blade, some motherfuckers always be ice skating uphill.
What the fuck does that mean?
I think that's
Did
the
anyone
first
actually
time.
figure out?
No, I literally
Motherfuckers
think that's
always
the
trying to
first
skate
time
uphill.
that quote has ever made sense to me. Bravo, Fernando.
Yeah, it's just honestly, seriously, you know, some people they just want to bitch, because if they don't, and it turns out everything's fine, then they feel their lives must be useless. Which is like, it's completely not true.
But basically, Star Wars shit. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Hopefully.
I mean,
it's gonna be really fun.
I said it before, I'm the abused housewife of Star Wars to a certain point, but with Rebels and the Clone Wars cartoon, and hopefully Episode 7 is good, and hopefully Battlefront is good, but I'm very wary because DICE has been kind of shaky lately, so, ugh.
Yeah.
But it's coming out November 17th, a month before the movie does, and we are going to still see the X-Wings, Y-Wings, and TIE Fighters in there, but they're just going to be over land battles, from what I see, and I think they are pretty large maps. There's also the limit for amount of people playing at a certain given time is 40 people with alternating maps and campaign and missions that are, multiplayer modes that have lesser.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Is that all the game news we have?
Were we going to have bitching 5 minutes?
No, yeah, so I was saying that's all the game news. Now we got
Yeah,
bitching
that's pretty
news.
much all the game news that I can think of.
Sounds about right.
Alright. So, yeah, we're going to do the bitching hour. Well, it's not really going to be an hour, but you guys know what I'm trying to get at here. So, okay, so Mortal Kombat 10, right? Big game, a lot of people looking forward to it. Except one problem. And this has been escalating with this freaking game. Because, first it was, pre-order to play as Goro, or here's this $20 combat pass, little things like that. And now we get, hey, are you shitty at this game? Are you so bad at this game that you can't even pull off the fatalities? Well, hey, here's microtransactions, so you can buy these things and do easy fatalities with like a click of a freaking button or whatever.
Oh.
And it's not even that. Now it's like, oh, you want to buy extra you want to purchase like the crypt items, like costumes, concept art, extra fatalities. Well, hey, if you pay us $19.99, at least in America, it's like $15.99 in the UK and all, then you'll get them all without having to do any of the work. Yay!
Ryan, you're missing the worst part. The worst part is, in order to unlock those extra skins, fatalities, and all that stuff, you have to acquire points from playing the game, and then go to a randomized shuffle, which will give you anything of those things.
Oh no, it's a randomized thing.
Including concept art, which is the most common.
No. That's in the normal game. No, this is them basically like, pay us and you'll already have it all. You don't have to do anything.
I think that's what he's saying though. Is he's like, you can either pay them money or you can play a crapshoot.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I thought.
That's more my point. That's what makes it worse.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, hey, pay $79. Again, if you're in the UK, or 99 cents for like a pack of 5 easy input fatalities, or $3.99 again UK, or $4.99 for like 30 of them.
Why? But why does that exist though?
Because money.
Who fucking buys this though? It's like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've never played Mortal Kombat ever until like this year, or not even this year, late last year, if I'm being generous, because I bought Mortal Kombat 9, the complete edition, for like $15 on Steam. The total I've played it entirely is 6 hours. I'm able to understand the fatalities in half that time. Not even half. Like in an hour, I was able to get them. And these people are so fucking lazy. Whoever's buying these, seriously, stop. Because you're not fucking helping. You know, take an hour to learn these fucking things. It's not that hard. It's like 4 or 5 button clicks.
I don't get it. I don't get why.
The stupidity has rendered you speechless.
I just got blown away a little bit by it right there.
I'm honestly curious. I want to find a website that tells you how much people buy, like how much this DLC has been bought. Because I want to see how many people have actually fucking bought this.
It's probably a lot.
I'm looking this up.
It's like they're adding anything extra. It costs them any money to do this. This is literally all just profit they're making. Even if 1,000 people only buy this, that's still a shit ton of money they're making for nothing.
Yeah, this is shit that comes from like freemium games, you know? This is that crap that was in that should have stayed in phone games.
But it's something that's already in the game. This is the equivalent of saying so in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, there's that moment everyone likes to make fun of where it's like press F to pay respects, right? This is like pay $5 to pay respects.
Yeah, pay $5 so you can do this one thing where it's like, hey, you're too lazy to do this? Then here, sell out your hard-earned money, no matter how little it is.
Well, that's what they're counting on, though, and that's where this whole market comes from, is people who don't want to wait for something or just don't have the time to practice these things, who just want instant satisfaction. That's where this entire freemium, free-to-play microtransaction market has stemmed out of.
And, you know, that was fine when it was phone games, because that made sense, more or less. But here, in AAA titles, no. No. That is not okay at all. I don't want freaking microtransactions in my freaking Mortal Kombat, in my, Call of Duty, or my freaking Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't want them anywhere. I don't care if it's multiplayer, single player. They shouldn't be in these AAA games. It's fucking lazy.
Won't hear any complaints from me.
Yeah.
And as we know...
What you don't know is in The Witcher 3, we all think CD Projekt Red is really consumer friendly, but actually when we get our hands on The Witcher 3, you have to pay to unlock new areas of the map.
Oh, God.
You're fucking...
Oh, God.
I don't know, Legal Swede. I feel like your comment needs a lot more ellipses in it.
Oh. But, you know, could be that. I don't know.
But here's the thing.
Honestly, if that was to happen, which I seriously doubt, or I at least pray, yeah, I would lose my shit. I'd be done with video games. I would quit ever playing a fucking video game after that.
Here's what we want to see. I want to buy a game that's $60 and there's a content in there. I want to be able to unlock the content within there without having some bullshit like Unity. I'm so sick and tired of people that defend Unity to me, and they're like, no, but you don't have to. I'm like, then why the fuck is there an option to spend $100 on a game I already spent $60 on? What type of bullshit am I living in where I have to spend extra money on a full price game? This fucking like Angry Birds bullshit or Candy Crush in my fucking $60 game. This is stupidity. This is people just getting money out of you, and people need to stop buying games and do this bullshit, alright?
It's like, look, okay, regular DLC that's fine. That's understandable, because sometimes you don't always make your money back with these games. So yeah, the DLC helps with that shit. And yeah, every now and then you are going to need that. But this shit, no, this is straight up greed.
Like hell, I'll even go down to like skin pack. Sometimes like games will have like skin pack, like pay $2 and you get alternate costumes.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that too. Even that I'm fine with. But like this shit, no, this is greed, motherfuckers. And this entire game, Mortal Kombat 10, has been plagued with this.
Like if I can spend more money than the game is actually worth to get in-game content, that's bullshit.
This is worse than horse armor. Because the horse armor was at least downloadable.
Yeah. And not only that, but it was like, how much was that horse armor back then?
$5.
It was like $5.
I mean, it's a ridiculous price, but even then, it's not like you're missing out anything by not getting it.
Right.
Here, it seems like Mortal Kombat was designed to be more difficult for you to get the stuff you really want to do, so to more incentivize you to spend the money to do so. Because there are some people out there that are like, listen, I don't have the time to, like, play this game enough to get all this stuff, especially with this random bullshit chance shit. So why not just spend the extra $20 just to say fuck it? No, fuck that shit. Fuck you.
But did you hear as well, like some modder or something, like went into the game files and discovered a whole bunch of unplayable characters?
Again?
Yeah, I forget who. I think Rain was one of them.
They did that shit. I remember they did that with what was it? It was Street Fighter, right? It was like one of the Street Fighter games, like way back then.
I don't remember.
It was like Capcom was basically like holding different characters hostage, pretty much. That was already inside the
Street
disc.
Fighter, yeah.
So basically, here's the moral of the story: unless you're like a fucking New Jack City addict for it, wait to buy Mortal Kombat until either they revise this fucking stupid ass policy, or when it's like they have the Game of the Year edition or something like that, and you can pay for everything that should have been already included in the full price game. Because this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, like, I don't know. This baffles me. Like, whenever I see microtransactions of this kind, it baffles me, because it's like, really, guys, you couldn't think of anything else to do besides trying to do the cheap shit, this underhanded shit to get people's money.
Yeah, fuck your floating horse, man.
Yeah. Fuck you, and fuck the parents that spawned you in the back of a fucking Chevy Nova.
Fuck you, Ed Boon and NetherRealms and Warner Brothers with your fucking stupid ass Batman vs Superman teaser bullshit.
It's ridiculous, honestly.
I hope they don't pull this shit again with Arkham Knight, because that's also by the same parent company.
Oh, no, they won't.
I don't think they would. I think Rockstar, was it Rocksteady, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a different thing entirely.
Well, the only thing that they've done with the Batman games is they do that PlayStation exclusive shit.
Right, yeah. And even then, it's like, I mean, console exclusivity,
that seems like something more Sony paid for than...
what it is Sony has some sort of agreement with Warner Brothers or something like that to do with like giving them exclusive stuff. It's why Kratos was in MK9.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like what Activision does with Microsoft for the Call of Duty games.
Right.
It's just the way of the industry now. People make deals to get their product to have a little extra boost.
Yeah.
And I mean, even to be fair, it's just an extra challenge map or two and like a costume. It's never that drastic much. So
for Arkham Knight, I think they said it's some like scarecrow missions or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh, they say it's like, it's some whole extra missions, which probably it's just going to be like you fly over here and beat up some dudes.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's probably at most 20-30 minutes.
Yup.
So basically, Mortal Kombat 10 looks fun. I might have gotten it, but this bullshit make me go, fuck you, Mortal Kombat 10. Even though I really do want to play you.
Honestly, I would honestly suggest, like, don't buy this. Yeah, don't buy Mortal Kombat 10. If anything, at least buy it when, the complete edition, where it's like, oh, hey, here's all of the DLC that were released for, and the game for $60 or something.
This is the same thing I said 10 minutes ago, too.
Yeah. Because it's like, people think, oh, hey, just because I don't buy some, they're not going to listen to me. No, if you don't buy this shit and you don't take this shit standing, if you just say enough is enough and you use your wallet, then yeah, people start listening to people.
That's exactly what happened with Unity. People stopped buying it, and there was all this negative press that Ubisoft's stock price actually lowered.
Yeah.
So fuck over. Like, don't have brand loyalty to, like, don't be a fanboy because they're just trying to get your money. They don't fucking love you. They don't care about you. They just want your goddamn money. So you don't owe them anything but that you just buying a product.
Yeah.
So this was the Raid Select Community Podcast Soapbox Corner.
Yeah, pretty much. This was the Mortal Kombat bitch session. And with that, that's actually it.
Short podcast. I like it.
Mortal Kombat!
Is that song even in the game?
I don't think so.
I hope it is.
Damn them.
I was watching a live stream earlier or something, and they had one of the quotes from the film in it. I don't remember what the quote was. I don't know, it's like, your soul is mine, or something like that. I don't remember. I haven't seen that film in years.
What was it? I remember Mortal Kombat when they brought in what was it, Sindel, the woman with the really long hair and everything, and it's like, Katana goes, Mom, you're alive. And then the mom goes,
But you will die.
Will die. Yeah.
All I remember is Baraka's cheap ass just there somewhere in the movies.
No, I remember Reptile was some sort of really shitty 3D model. I think. Do you guys remember that?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
It's like some typical 90s CGI.
Yeah.
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 Jeez. Alright, so goodbye, everybody.
Okay, just no fucking...
What?
Sure, go, fuck you too, then.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Fuck off, then.
Sorry. Well, okay, you want me to try that again?
Sure.
Okay, so...
Everybody, the last episode of the Racist Community Podcast, we all hate Ryan now, because fuck that asshole. But I am one of the co-hosts, Fernando Rodriguez, bidding everybody adieu.
Well, co-host is a little strong. No, I'm fucking around.
A Mexican robot.
Yeah, that was Fernando Rodriguez, and then Charles Armstrong.
See you next week, everyone.
And Illegal Swede.
Yeah, do what you want.
Jeez, damn, he sounds pissed now. Alright.